welcome in. Welcome. It's good to be here. Um, Before we get started in the main subject, there's a couple things that I want to talk about. First thing, I'm having a sale next weekend, all weekend long, free shipping on all of the merchandise. So if you go to the store, you can get free shipping on everything. Everything from, and now I'm wearing this shirt, this incredibly designed, very empowering shirt, quote from our brother Fred Hampton, okay, saying, you can kill a revolutionary, but you can never kill a revolution, okay? That is a very good shirt, okay? First off, the quality. You see the quality, okay? It makes the shoulders look nice. Guys, you need this shirt. This hat is like, I've gotten so many compliments on the hats alone. People love the hats. This, okay? These mugs, I showed you the other day how hot they can be. They can be hot, they can be cold. I have cold water in here. Then I have the coffee mugs, what else? The backpacks, the hoodies. Oh, the hoodies are just so incredible. The pockets, great comfortability, machine washable. The logo feels really good on you. You feel empowered, and you're supporting Black-owned businesses with free shipping all weekend long, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So don't miss it. And there will be other deals coming next. So don't miss out on that. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, when you get your check or whatnot, if you got an extra 30, extra 40, extra 50, you know what I'm saying? And it's getting cold and you're like, damn, I could really use a Black First travel mug to put my coffee in, because these other white-owned mugs, they get my coffee cold, but I need something to keep my coffee really nice and cold. So you get that. Bam, not only do you have something nobody else in the office has, so when you sip it, they're like, oh my God, where did that come from? You'll be, the coolest person in the office, and you'll have hot coffee or hot cocoa or hot whatever, or cold. You know what I'm saying? You got beanies too. Your ears are getting very cold. My ears get cold, so you're going to want to wear your beanies. You're going to want to wear something to keep your ears from freezing off. And what else to cover the beanie than a hoodie? So you got to get some hoodie. I mean, there's just so much stuff, so many necessities that you need. You and the family, you got to think about your family too. I don't know if y'all do Christmas shopping or whatever, but what's more empowering than like Black empowerment, socks? Black empowerment socks. I do have socks there too. I'm working on this new design. It's like, not like a really like logo type thing. It's a big one. It's a really good one. So I'm working on it. That should be out soon. I can't give you guys a date yet. Hopefully by the end of the month, I will have that out. So, with that, I will say another reminder too. This is why you guys should be following me. Hold on. But I can't believe. Let me see. Put this up here. Put that up there. So you should be following me on my social media, because I will announce certain things. So you don't have to wait for YouTube. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. There was something, speaking of Twitter, there was something on Twitter that I saw that I felt was very interesting. Okay, we got to start off, and I'm starting this off because it doesn't have anything to do with tonight's subject, so I can get all the extra stuff out of the way, and I can focus in on tonight's subject. So for the people who don't have a lot of time, just bear with me. This is going to be real quick. Now somebody's going to be like, get to it. See, that's why I hate you. Here we go. Let me see. All right. This guy. Now, reading the caption, crowd gasps as Black father demands schools stop teaching his children that his white wife is evil. Okay. So let's watch the video, right? Okay. Let's see what he says.
School district. It's very apparent here by all of the parents that have spoken that this board and the school district is failing. More importantly, I came here to talk about critical race theory. This theory was never meant to be brought into grade schools, high schools, at all. It's actually taught in the collegiate atmosphere, and more importantly, the legal portion of the collegiate atmosphere, to see different laws through the lens of race, from an ethics and an ethical standpoint, right? Not for grade schools and high schoolers. The problem with bringing it to high school and grade school level is that we don't have the educators to properly teach these kids. Instead, they're using it as their own agenda to indoctrinate the kids to hate each other. And whether you believe that to be true or not, the reality is that's what's happening. Critical race theory is teaching that white people are bad. That's not true. That would teach my daughter that her mother is evil. You already have an educator within your staff.
Okay. First off, what's up, Dylan? How you doing, bro? Right there, he gives you the motivation as to why he's up here talking this coon shit in front of all these white people. He's, you're teaching that white people are either. So you're teaching that my white wife, he's married to this is a buck broken man. He's married to a white woman. And I've made this statement before, and a lot of people, it was controversial, and a lot of people got upset. I said that black people who date outside their race, they hate themselves. A lot of people are like, no, love is love, love is love, love is love. I'm like, okay, but the pattern keeps showing itself. The pattern keeps showing itself. I just want you to remember, he stated, this is like halfway through the video, that he feels like critical race theory is teaching his daughter that his white wife, her white mother, is evil.
That has pulled my daughter aside and said, well, you're a minority, so you know better than to engage in certain things.
Wow.
Whoa.
When I was brought to the school's attention, nothing happened to the educator.
Did you hear that? Just the white people. Oh, wow.
Instead, my daughter was brought in, and she was ridiculed. So my question is now, with critical race theory being brought in, what is your criteria to educate the educators? And who are you to educate my children, or any of our children, in life issues? That's our job.
Yes.
Your job is to teach them math and science. Our job is to teach them about life. I believe racial issues and tensions across the U.S. are nowhere near what they used to be decades ago. Do we have a long way to go? Sure. Do we still have individuals out there that need to be taught? Absolutely. But I believe the people here don't look at me as a black man. They look at me as a man standing in front of you, addressing an issue that we all are very passionate about.
Lord have mercy. Okay. Oh, what's up? Train Reloaded is in here. What's good, brother? What's good, people? Now, I stated, now he says his wife is white. And he feels like critical race theory is teaching him that white people are bad. All white people are evil. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. This guy does not believe he is black. He has an issue with the fact that he's black. He's like really in denial. He hates that fact. And I noticed that by a couple of things that he said. When you pay attention to a couple of things he said, especially how his daughter got in trouble. First off, he's saying that critical race theory is teaching that all white people are evil. That is not what critical race theory teaches. I've already talked about what they claim critical race theory is. We intelligent black people, we don't use that term because we know that term doesn't have a solid definition. When they say critical race theory, they're blowing it up to say, oh, critical race theory is teaching that every single white person in the world is an evil person and every single black person in the world is a failure who can never go anywhere. Let me see, hold on. Okay, so that's what he's saying critical race theory is. He said, oh, you're teaching, now he's married to a white woman, has a child. Then now what tipped me off is the fact that he stated his child got in trouble and the teacher said, you're a minority, so you shouldn't be engaging in that behavior. Is that something that a teacher would say? To me, What makes more sense is that his half-breed child is doing something racist, is participating in some type of racism, and the teacher was all like, "Hey, you know you're still black, right?" That's probably what where somebody you asked where is it at? I don't know. I just saw this clip on Twitter. I'm gonna trace it back. I'm gonna trace it back. I'm gonna send it to you to see if I can find out what school this was in. But he said his daughter, the teacher said something about his daughter being a quote minority. I don't even know if the teacher used the word minority. The teacher probably used the word black. You know you're still black, right? So why are you acting like this? This is probably one of those half-breed kids, based off of the way the daddy act. This is probably one of those half-breed kids who hangs around all white people and who racially harasses other black kids. And the white kids love that because then the white kids will be like, well, he's half black, she's half black, so we're not racist. So that's probably what was going on. And the teacher pulled his daughter to the side, like, okay, you're black, so why are you picking on other black kids? That's probably what it was. That's what makes sense. It's not like, oh, you're skipping down the hallway and somebody said, oh, well, you're black, so why are you engaging in that behavior? Notice he said that. He said, oh, why are you engaged? You as a minority shouldn't be engaging in that behavior. What exactly was his daughter doing that as a quote minority would be weird, would be abnormal? And that the only thing that makes sense for his half black daughter to be doing is harassing other black people and being racist or hanging around racist people. But he has an issue with the fact that the teacher called his daughter black. That's his problem, not what his daughter was doing. He has an issue because he doesn't want to be black and he doesn't want his child to be black, despite the fact that his child is. And what sums this up is when he says at the end, I don't think you guys see me as a black man. You guys just see me as a man. On that Roland Martin type stuff. When Roland Martin had the interview with Jared Taylor, Richard Spencer. I don't know why I said that. Richard Spencer. And Richard Spencer asks, are you a black man? He's like, well, I'm a Christian. I'm a man. I'm this, I'm that. I'm whatever. But he didn't say black man. This dude doesn't want to identify as a black man. I'm just a man. I don't think you guys see me. He didn't say I don't see myself as I don't see myself as a black man. I'll say I don't think you guys see me as a black man. You guys just see me as a man. Yeah, okay. All right. This is one of the whole let's just ignore racism. And his wife, and this is only based off of the 2-minute video. His wife is probably a white supremacist, a suspected white supremacist, and who teaches that. And she's married to a coon, and they have a little terrorist half-breed daughter who was pulled off, and she then was criticized for being a black person who was harassing other black people. That's most likely what it is. He's not black. Like he says, oh, I'm not black, I'm OJ. He doesn't identify as black. So I saw that on Twitter today, and I wanted to talk about that. Now, I want to get into the main topic of this video. We're talking about Travis Scott. Okay. I saw a couple of videos. I was watching one live. This sister named ZZ. Her channel is I think AZTV. She was doing a live and she was talking about this too. She was very on point. You guys should definitely go check that live out. Everything she was saying was like, damn, I fully agree with that. You should definitely check her last live out. But let's go into the Travis Scott situation. Now, as you know, Travis Scott is a rapper or artist, singer, or whatever, and he has big concerts. He has huge concerts they call AstroWorld. So he has AstroWorld. It was supposed to be last year. It got canceled because of you know why, and then it got put onto this year. So he had that, and 8 people wound up dying at the concert. And there was, I think, like a whole bunch of other people sent to the hospital, like 100 other people sent to the hospital. And people are blaming Travis Scott. Some people are saying Travis Scott has no reason to be blamed. And I am, first off, not a Travis Scott fan, but let's look at this from a full picture, because this is actually kind of deep. First off, Travis Scott has a history of inciting his fans to do reckless things. He's been arrested for it multiple times. It told his fans to ignore security before, I think at Lollapalooza, and other concerts. He's incited riots, and he's been sent to jail for that. So this is something, and his music is something that people do get like that for. Now, earlier in the day, before like the people started passing out and whatnot, it was already sold out. It was already packed to the brim. And then you had people crowding, people from not inside, just fans bum rushing the gate and packing in this incredibly overpacked concert. It was already overpacked. They're saying that it was over 50,000 people at this concert. Okay. Now, my thing is with this. Security, if security knew that it was completely unsafe for 50,000, it's already packed to the brim so nobody else can get in, and then you have hundreds of other people bum rushing the gate, and there's hundreds of other people who are not documented to be in and who are in, and it's unsafe, the concert never should have began in the first place. Now, like Terrain said, it was only supposed to hold 25,000. There was twice as many people there as was supposed to. So before Travis even got on stage to perform, security should have said, okay, we have to clear this thing out. There shouldn't be these many people here. We can't allow this to go on, especially because with that type of music, the type of music that Travis sings or whatever, it gets people jumping and pushing and like kind of crazy, right? So that should have never happened in the first place. When I saw that, I'm thinking to myself, how did the concert continue? And that was, it's not like that happened 10 minutes before. That happened earlier in the day. Because when people were passing out and dying, that was at nighttime. I'm seeing videos of people bum rushing the gates in broad daylight. So I'm like, there's some good time in between. So I don't understand how that even happened. Now, you have, and I've seen this a lot on TikTok and Twitter. You have people, now I'm not sure exactly what caused people to pass out. It's not uncommon, to be honest, to pass out in concerts like that. That's why they have well, first off, in any event you go to, where they have mass amount of people, they'll have an ambulance there. So with concerts, a lot of people pre-game, which is drink before the concert. A lot of people are drinking at the concert. A lot of people are high. A lot of people are turning up. They're sweating. It's stuffy. You're moving around. There's a whole bunch of people around you. They're getting hot. They're dehydrated. They pass out. That's why ambulances are there. So I guess somebody passed out. They couldn't breathe because it was just so stuffy and hot, or what. I'm not sure exactly. People passed out. And then people just kind of just started dying. Just people were passing out, wasn't getting up. People losing their oxygen, losing their pulse, and people started dying. Now, this is where the controversy comes in, because there were a number of people who were yelling to Travis to stop the show. And as Travis kept going on, he kept on performing, and people were saying, stop the show, stop the show, stop the show. Now, what's confusing about this is because there's a lot of different videos from different angles of everything. So you have to look at kind of all the angles, and this is not me being on nobody's side. This is me looking at everything from a perspective. Because I'm going to address everybody in this. So there was a lot of people saying that. However, most of the crowd was not telling Travis to stop. Most of the crowd was dancing and turning up the whole time. It was only like a small number of people who were telling Travis to stop the music. Then there was this one woman who went like up on stage and she was talking to the cameraman saying that somebody died, and the cameraman just kept doing his thing. So they was all like, yeah, Travis knew, because that's what the controversy is. Did Travis know people were dying? So there's not a way you can prove that Travis knew for a fact that anybody actually died during the time. You can give him the benefit of the doubt and say he didn't. There were people who were saying stop the show as he kept on performing. However, there was other videos of Travis stopping the show multiple times. There was one time somebody said, and why were there kids there? There should have never been any kids there. To me, that's security's fault. To me, that's security's fault. And I will address the stabbing with the needle too. There was multiple times when Travis did stop the show. But there was one time, and I don't know exactly when, because it's a lot of different videos, right? He stopped the show one time and he addressed the crowd. Nobody was moving, and he saw the ambulance. He saw the ambulance lights, and they were surrounded by the crowd. The ambulance couldn't move, and they were surrounded by the crowd. There was people on top of the damn ambulance, and Travis saw that, and he was like, what is that? And he saw the ambulance, and then he was all like, okay, if y'all good, put your middle fingers up. And everybody put their middle fingers up. And then he was like, okay, if you real good, put two hands up. And everybody put their hands up. Two people came on stage and they talked to Travis. Nobody knows what was said. And then when they walked off, Travis started playing the music. So, I mean, and that's the thing, is a lot of bits and pieces where people have like 1 minute clips at this point, and 1 minute clips at that point, and 1 minute clips at this point. Okay? So he stopped. That was the first time. I will say this, though. He ignored the fact that the ambulance was clearly trying to get somewhere. He should have told the crowd, okay, the ambulance is right there with the lights on for a reason. You guys can't be on top of the ambulance. That's not safe. You get off the ambulance, make some room, because the ambulance is clearly there to get somebody, to handle something. So he completely ignored the ambulance. Later, there was another video where as he was performing, the ambulance was trying to get people on the stretcher, and they were like, the people were literally falling off the stretcher. The people couldn't hold them. The paramedics couldn't hold them because everybody was dancing, and it was right in front of Travis. Travis was like standing over it, like kind of watching it happen, and didn't do anything. And was watching the ambulance struggle. Now, to an extent, you can say, oh, well, that's security. To an extent, but Travis did see it. So Travis was oblivious the whole time. You can't say that. There was another clip, and this is why it's confusing, because there was another clip of Travis addressing the crowd when somebody passed out and said, don't touch him, leave him alone. So it legally speaking, you can make an argument that he knew that it would, especially because he saw the ambulance, completely ignored the ambulance, and the audience was telling him, hey, stop the music, stop the music. He did stop the music. So he stopped it multiple times. So he knew that there was an issue in the crowd. He knew that for a fact. That's why he stopped the music in the first place. So you can't say he didn't know anything was going on. Can you say he knew someone died, though? You can't really say that. Can you say it's his fault? He did stop it multiple times. If anything, you can blame security, because security shouldn't have allowed first children to be there, and they shouldn't have allowed it to be that overpacked. They shouldn't have allowed it to be performed, the concert to be performed without that. So you have that as far, and this is the legal third person view of the situation. Now, like, going deeper into the situation, this is why I tell that I made a whole video about Black people, especially being aware of your surroundings. There was a report of a security guard getting pricked by a needle and injected with something. He was like trying to address the crowd, and somebody stuck a needle in him and injected him with something. He went to the and the police have confirmed this. This isn't like a conspiracy theory or anything. This happens. And this is why I tell you guys, you have to be aware of your surroundings, because when you're around a mass amount of people, you probably don't know many people. You only know what the person next to you. You're around a bunch of people. It's overcrowded. People can do that. And that person can do that and be standing right next to you, and you wouldn't be able to tell. That's a I wish the best for the security guard. I don't know what happened, if he's okay or whatnot, but that can be, you don't know what can be in that needle. People can kill you easily like that and get away with it scot-free. There are people who come to the concerts not looking to have a fun time at the concert like you might be thinking. They're looking to do mass harm there. Now, looking at it from another point of view, some people were saying, wait, before I get to that, I want to show you. Now, Travis did make a statement on his Twitter, and then later on, he made a TikTok apology. No, Instagram, Instagram live apology. Okay? So I want to show you Travis's Instagram apology before I get into like the symbolism type thing. Before I go into that way, let me finish the legalese part. This was his apology.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely.
Okay.
We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The city of Houston, HPD, fire department, everyone help us figure this out. So if you have any information, please just contact your local authorities. Everybody continue to just keep your prayers. I mean, I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. And I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and just keep you guys informed on what's going on. I love you all.
Okay. Look, if that's not the worst acting I have ever seen in my entire life, I don't know what is. I honestly do not know what is. That was terrible. That didn't look believable at all. Not like one iota. It really, really didn't. Okay? Artists, especially like famous celebrities, have a PR team. They're the team that manages what you do, like your image, your brand, especially if something controversial just pops up and you might be in trouble. You have people who tell you, okay, this is what you put out on social media. This is what you say. Don't say this. Don't say that yet. I don't know what possessed him to make a black and white video on Instagram. And to me, it in the beginning, it damn near looked like he wanted to laugh. It looked like he was about to, it looked so fake. It looked like he was about to laugh. He's sitting up there with his eyes closed damn near the whole time. It's just, I can't believe it, man. I don't know what was going on with his head. That's like that fake when you don't want to go to school or something like that, and you go to your parents. I got a headache and a stomach ache. Oh, I'm just so sick. Go to school today. Oh, I don't know. Let me just go lay back down. Yeah, I want to go to school so bad. Yeah, let me just lay back down. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna take my PlayStation and go to bed. Like that is what he gave the whole video. It would have been better for him to just make a statement and not make a video. Because that video, that first off, his statement, the statement that he made was just so bad. But that video, and then he put it in black and white so people can't tell like his full facial expressions because the shadows and stuff like that in the black and white. He's looking down at the camera. He has his eyes closed because he's not crying. And he's sitting up there, he wants to fake it, but he don't really care that much, or at least he doesn't care that much in the video. So he's literally like he's just waking up. I'm talking about for the whole, like, how long was the video? The whole 2 minutes. This dude is rubbing his head, or a minute 30 seconds. If you have any information, just call the local authorities. I'm devastated. I love you. What? That was terrible. That makes it seem less like he didn't know what was going on. That's really that was a real bad look for him. Oh my God. If he had any sort of and I'm trying to be completely fair with everybody because I believe the audience should have done better to address the fact that somebody was passing out. Because even if the audience just completely stopped and froze, the issue is most of the audience didn't freeze. Most of the audience didn't address the people who were dying. They were still, there was people partying around the people who were dead on the floor. So I will put blame on the audience. I also will put blame on Travis for the fact that he ignored the ambulance and he ignored the paramedics as they were trying to get people in the ambulance. So you can put blame on both of them. The security shouldn't have allowed that to happen. It was a lot of blame that can be spread out. Travis's apology was trash. It looked like a parody. That honestly looked like it looked like a joke the whole time. Oh my God, that was so bad. Yeah, he's sorry he's gonna lose some money, he's gonna lose some fans. Like, that looked so fake. Now, some people making videos, people who were there saying that they felt like that was a sacrifice. It's a powerful statement. They felt like that was some type of demonic sacrifice. Some people who were there were saying that they felt like the concert was a concert out of hell. They felt like they were in hell in that concert. It's hot, stuffy, you can't breathe, you can't see, and people are dropping dead to the floor. They felt like they were in hell. And nobody was stopping. People were crazy, drunk. This is why I'm listen. When you are in situations, like, a lot of people think like that demonic music and stuff like that's funny or that's cute or whatever. To that stuff, that like demonic, that's some real stuff. That is some real stuff. Now I address the legal part because I'm gonna go into someplace else with this. Travis, the type of music that he makes, the type of imagery that he has, where he has like devils and burning angels and stuff like that. That stuff isn't just a joke. People were saying that they really felt like people were sacrificed at that concert, like on some real stuff. There was, and people point out the fact that there was like flames going up during the concert. There was 8 different flames, and there was also who died. Like, it was some type of ritual or something. This is what people are saying. So, there is some, now I don't know what you guys believe, but there's definitely some legitimacy to that stuff. That's not, and Travis is known for that. He's known for that rock hard, heavy metal, like even the AstroWorld, like go to the other side of like reality type thing, like the get like crazy in your mind type stuff. That devil worshiping and that satanic stuff. Now people are, oh, you crazy, you with that crazy stuff. That stuff, that is some real stuff. That is some real stuff. You can look at the people who are there, and they were. I would never go to a Travis Scott concert. I wouldn't go. I'm not a Travis Scott fan. When I'm the first time, you don't see me going to stuff like that. Period. You definitely not a Travis Scott concert. Okay. But the fans of his who paid to go and see that, they were saying I was fans of Travis going in, but I'm not now. I felt like that was hell. Now, are some of the fans putting too much blame on him? Possibly. Was it like that to them? It probably was. Just the imagery, and I don't know too much about him to say that, but just off of the things I see of him, just off of the environment that I was seeing in the concert. That stuff, you got to be aware of your surroundings. All that stuff where you thinking that like the devil is cute and making, and I made a video about when Lil Nas X did his thing where he was giving Satan a lap dance and he was pretty much having dry sex with the well, not dry, like softcore porn with the devil. That stuff, they make it seem like, oh, we're just faking it. That stuff is just a parody. You taking that too serious? No, that stuff is very serious. Stuff is serious. Y'all need to protect yourself. The music that you listen to, y'all think is not harmful. Y'all think it doesn't go anywhere. Y'all think that stuff doesn't stick in your mind. That stuff does. It sticks in your subconscious. It sticks in your mind. Y'all gotta, and this isn't me saying y'all need to listen to the classical or whatnot. If y'all do what y'all do, but be aware, okay? All this stuff isn't fun and games. Yeah, music today, somebody saying music today is negative and filled with low frequency. It is. It is it's all this low gutter frequency, this either you this over sexual, super like drunk or high out of your mind, like out of reality type thing. And then you're throwing in devil stuff. And it used to be way more subliminal back then, but now this is just blatant with it. And if you say anything, oh, you're looking too deep in it, you looking too deep. Okay, when people drop dead, when people are dropping dead, then I don't want to hear y'all saying anything then. E. Reed said, Travis Scott worships Satan. I'm not surprised by what happened. Everybody who attended his Satanist ritual got what they asked for. You can't worship Satan and expect not expect a blood sacrifice. Hey, that's heavy. That's heavy. Everybody who went there with Travis Scott knows what Travis Scott is about. They know what Travis Scott is about. They know his history. So, I mean, personal accountability does come into that. But I'm saying all that demonic, just that demonic, and I'm not even, let's just say Travis didn't mean to do anything bad to his fans. Just that energy that he carries. Smooth jazz, something to clear your mind. You know what I'm saying? You just, the generation music, first off, it used to be way more diverse back in the day. Now everything is pretty much the same, with the exception of a few people or a few genres. Everything is the same, and everything is so negative and gutter. You don't have any like positive vibes from a lot of the music out today. And stuff like this happens. The stuff you listen to, the symbols that you wear, the environment that you're around, that stuff plays a part. I don't know if y'all religious or anything like that, but I'm saying that stuff, that's according to the people who are there, that stuff matters. I really need to protect yourself. Now, do I listen to Travis Scott's music? No, I don't, to be honest. I don't. Would I ever listen to Travis Scott's music? No, I don't. Well, why do you say that? Why do you say you wouldn't listen to him? Because I feel like, let's take the devil worshiping stuff out. Let's say that's a conspiracy. Well, what's wrong with Travis? What's wrong with Travis is that Travis is a damn coon. Travis is a coon. Why do you say that? Why do you say that Travis Scott is a coon? Oh, okay. I will show you why I say that. I will show you why I say that. this ever pops up. Okay. Why do you say that Travis Scott is a coon? This is why I say that. This right here.
You know, I grew up in that too. Talk about it though, just of what we see going on in Ferguson and young people. Talk.
Well, on Ferguson, I don't think.
Now this is him addressing Ferguson after Mike Brown, after the riots and everything. Let's go back. He does date. Yeah, he's dating what? Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, whatever Jenner, one of them plastic Jenners. He's dating one of them. Got a child, I think 2 almost. But
hip hop represents, because I hear it in your drums and kind of your music, and I can tell when you keep bringing up Sid Vicious and what that kind of angst and anger and performance and art and things. So you know, I grew up in that too. Talk about it though, just of what we see going on in Ferguson and young people. Talk.
Well, on Ferguson, I don't think I'm not okay.
You're not surprised that things is bubbling up the way they are.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm kind of like angry that so many black people are acting like fake activists, and like even just like publicity, and we're still talking about this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Mike Brown was just like an evil person, but I'm not saying he was perfect either. And I'm not saying he deserved to get killed.
He didn't.
But I'm not saying that he didn't deserve to get pay for consequences that he probably inflicted. See, that's what's wrong with black people, man. I feel like, man, just in culture in general, man, once something happens, no one knows how to move on without just causing a disruption. There's no peace value. And I know we're fed up, quote unquote, with just whatever's going on in culture, but it's at the same time, you just gotta stop putting yourself in positions where you just continuously having the situation go down.
So that's Travis Scott saying that when he was asked about, okay, well, what about Ferguson? Give your opinion on what's going on with Ferguson. The first thing that came out of his mouth is, I'm upset with black people for being quote unquote fake activists. Okay. The first thing he says is, I'm upset. Now, notice there, he addresses black people. He doesn't say anything about police brutality. He doesn't say anything about white folks. He's got his energy negative towards black people. He says, well, I'm not going to say that Mike Brown was perfect. Did he deserve to die? I'm not going to say he deserved to die, but I'm not going to say he didn't deserve to face consequences. That's what he's now Mike Brown, and we're going to touch on Mike Brown right after this. But he's talking about Mike Brown saying, well, I'm not going to say he didn't deserve consequences. That's off code as hell. Then go and talk about, black people, I know we're, and then he does the air quotes, quote unquote, fed up with the culture. And when he says the culture, he means white supremacy. I know we're fed up with racism. I know we're fed up with the culture. But you got to move on, and you don't know how to deal with things in a positive. So his thing is, to sum up what he was just saying, he just said, when he was asked about Ferguson, the first thing he says, I'm upset with black people. I'm not saying that Travis Scott deserved to be killed, but I'm not going to say he didn't deserve consequences. And that's what white folks will say. Anytime the police, maybe he didn't have to kill him, but he was doing something. They say, okay, I'm not going to say he deserved to die, but then they condone the killing. That's exactly what Travis just did. He said, I'm not going to say he deserved to die, but he did deserve some consequences for what he did. Okay. Then he's going to say, we kind of got to move this weird word salad thing he brought up. We got to kind of move on, and we're fed up. I know, and then fed up, that's the fake thing. So black people are going too far with racism. Black people just need to kind of hold themselves accountable and leave racism alone. Okay. So that's how he feels about black people. So I don't rock with, and this was like in 2014. I don't rock with Travis Scott after I seen this. So since he's so concerned with black people holding himself accountable, I think he should be held accountable for the 8 people who died at his concert. How about that? That's what I think. Since he's concerned with Mike Brown holding himself accountable and he deserved to be punished for the consequences of his actions, I think maybe Travis deserves to be punished for the consequences of his actions or his lack thereof. How about that? Now, read some of the comments. Then he says, to be honest, never heard of him before this disaster. He's been around for a little bit. Tupac, Ice Cube, on these charts. Tupac, Ice Cube, Public Enemy, or rappers that speak real shit and stay on code. Yeah. And that's why the dominant society can't stand them. Then he's saying, the only 2 artists that are worthy of running to the stage for Michael Jackson and Whitney, MJ and Whitney, they are rare icon artists. Exactly. We don't have any more people who are just like on that, just like that iconic level like Michael or Whitney was. Those were back in the day, those icons. Now you have these artists, they cool for a couple years and then they fall off the face of the earth and nobody ever sees them again. Okay, yeah. Hence why we don't rock. Then he said, hence why we don't rock with Scott. Never will. This might have been some kind of sacrifice. It might have been. And if it was a sacrifice, Travis, since he feels that black people need to hold themselves accountable and black people need to, get over stuff, and I feel like Travis should hold himself accountable. I feel like that. Now, as we talk about Mike Brown, because I actually recently had a conversation about Mike Brown, and somebody was like, okay, well, I feel like Mike Brown was, or Darren Wilson, which is the officer who murdered Mike Brown, was defending himself. So instead of the whole, he had his hands up, he had his this, he had his that, instead of that debate, let's go to the ballistics report. I have the ballistics report pulled up, and I will read that to you guys. Okay? Okay? So we're going to go through the ballistics report. I don't know if you guys can see it. Don't know. Let me make it a tad bit bigger. Brothers probably really can't see it, but I'll make it a tad bit bigger anyway. Now, where do we start? Okay. I don't know. Can you guys see it? You know what? I'm just going to make it big so you guys can actually read along. Yeah, let me just make it big so you guys can read along with me, if you guys want to do so. Now, here we go. It goes on. This makes it easier for me to read too, because I can get all up in the camera. It says the encounter between Wilson, which was the officer, Wilson and Brown took place over approximately 2 minute period of time at about noon, August 9th, 2014. Wilson was on duty and driving his department-issued Chevy Tahoe SUV westbound of Canfield Drive in Ferguson, Missouri, when he saw Brown and his friend, Witness 101. The friend is referred to as Witness 101 in here, okay? Witness 101. Walking eastbound in the middle of the street. Brown and Witness 101 just came from the Ferguson Market and Liquor for Ferguson Market, a nearby convenience store where at approximately 11:53 a.m. Brown stole several packs of cigars or cigalos, something like the cigarettes, right? He stole something from the thing, several packs of cigarettes. As captured on the store surveillance video, when the store clerk tried to stop Brown, Brown used his physical size to stand over him and forcefully shove him away. As a result, the FPD dispatch call went out over the police radio for the stealing in progress. The dispatch recordings and Wilson's radio transmission established that Wilson was aware of the theft and had a dispatch of the suspects that he encountered Brown and Witness 101. Okay, description. of the substance. Okay. Now, as we go down, as Wilson drove towards Brown and Witness 101, he told the two men to walk to the sidewalk. According to Wilson's statement to the prosecutor and investigators, he suspected that Brown and Witness 101 were involved in the incident in Ferguson on the description he heard on the radio about the cigarettes in Brown's hands and the cigarettes in Brown's hands. Wilson then called for backup, stating, "Put me on Canfield with the two. Put me on Canfield with the two and send me another car." Wilson backed up his SUV and parked it at an angle, blocking almost both of this. Excuse me, blocking most of both lanes of traffic and stopping Brown and Witness 101 from walking any further. Wilson attempted to open his car door in the SUV to exit his vehicle, but as he swung it open, the door came into contact with Brown's body and either rebounded closed or Brown pushed it closed. Okay, going down. Now the last part is the most important part here. Wilson and other officers stated that Brown reached into the SUV through the driver window and punched and grabbed Wilson. This is corroborated by the bruising on Wilson's jaw and the scratches on his neck. The presence of Brown's DNA on Wilson's collar, t-shirt, and pants. Wilson's DNA on the palm of Brown's hands. Okay. While there were other individuals who saw that Wilson reached out of the SUV and grabbed Brown. Now pay attention to this. While there were other individuals who, now they call the witnesses. Notice in this thing, they're still trying to cape for Darren Wilson. They call the individuals, the witnesses who side with Brown, individuals, and then they call the witnesses who side the witnesses. Okay, notice that. Now, while there were individuals who stated that Wilson reached out of the SUV and grabbed Brown by the neck, prosecutors could not credit their accounts because it was inconsistent with physical forensic evidence as detailed throughout the report. Okay. It just seems really odd that he would just walk up and try to strangle an officer. He doesn't have like a violent history, like to just try to strangle an officer. That's okay. Even though witnesses say something different. Now, continuing though. Wilson's told prosecutor, and now we're right here, so you guys know. We're right here. Wilson told prosecutors and investigators that he reported to Brown. He responded to Brown reaching into the SUV and punching him by withdrawing his gun because he could not access a less lethal weapon while seated in the SUV. Brown then grabbed the weapon and struggled with Wilson to gain control of it. Wilson fired, striking Brown in the hand. Autopsy results in ballistic trajectory, skin of Brown's palm and the inside of the SUV door, as well as Brown's DNA in the inside of the car door collaborate Wilson's account, and that during where am I? I lost my pen. Corroborate Wilson's account that during the struggle, Brown used his right hand to grab the gun and attempt to control it. According to the 3 autopsies, Brown sustained a close-range gunshot wound to the flesh proportionate to his right hand that based his right thumb. Okay. Shoot, I don't know if that's the type of order. Shoot from the, I think that's supposed to be shot. Shot from the muzzle of the gun, found embedded in the tissue in the wound, coupled with indica, I don't know what that is, and thermal change of the heat from the muzzle indicated that Brown's hand was in inches within the muzzle. Okay, so he was shot in the hand. They were saying he was trying to get the gun. Now let's get down to this. Okay. Let's get down to this. Although there are no eyewitnesses directly corroborating Wilson's account of Brown attempting to gain control of the gun. Now there were There were some. Now, notice how they go back and forth with this, okay? Now, there were no eyewitnesses to say that he was trying to get control of the gun. There was no credible evidence to disprove Wilson's account of that occurring inside the SUV. Some witnesses claim that Brown's arm was never inside the SUV. However, as discussed later in this report, those witnesses' accounts could not be relied upon in a prosecution because credible witnesses' accounts and physical and forensic evidence, Brown's DNA inside the SUV and on Wilson's shirt collar and ballistic trajectory and close-range gunshot wounds to Brown's hand established Brown's arm and torso were inside the SUV. Okay, we're going down. Now we're getting to the real stuff here. This is the most important part. This is really the most important part here. All of this comes down to this moment right here. After the initial shooting inside the SUV, the evidence established that Brown ran eastbound on Canfield Drive and Wilson chased after him. So they're saying after Mike Brown was shot in the hand, he ran away from the vehicle, away from Wilson, and Wilson got out the vehicle and ran after Brown. The autopsy results confirm that Wilson did not shoot Brown in the back while he was running away because there is no entry wound in Brown's back. The autopsy results also do not indicate the direction that Brown was as detailed later in the report, that there was no witness account that could be relied upon in the prosecution to prove that Wilson shot Brown as he was running away. This is really important, y'all. This is the most important part. Now we're right here. So you guys know we're right here. Witnesses who say so with the physical and forensic evidence or are significantly inconsistent. Witnesses who say so cannot be relied upon. Accounts that are inconsistent with the physical and forensic evidence or are significantly inconsistent with their own prior statements made throughout the investigation. So witnesses are saying everything. You have some saying this that can be relied on, some saying this they can't be relied on. Witnesses are all over the place. Now, this is why it's important to get the straight facts, the ballistic report facts, okay? This right here is the most important part of the whole situation. The most important part of the whole situation. Right here. Brown ran at least 180 feet away from the SUV. Okay, remember that, 180 feet away from the SUV. As verified by the location of the blood stains on the roadway, which DNA analyst confirms was Brown's blood. Brown then turned around and came back towards Wilson, falling to his death approximately 21.6 feet west of the blood in the road. Okay, those witnesses account stating that Brown never moved back towards Wilson could not be relied upon, could not be reconciled with the DNA bloodstain evidence or other credible witnesses account. Okay. Now, that point, let me take this off. Let me take this off for a second, so you can sum up what we just read. Now, they were fighting, right? They can make up why they were fighting. Some people say he grabbed him. Some people, regardless, Mike Brown was shot in the hand. He was shot in the hand and he ran away. Shot in the hand, ran 100. They saying at least 180 feet away. Shot in the hand. Then all of a sudden, he turns around and Wilson is chasing him too. So he turns around and starts going back after Darren Wilson. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't see how you're running. You're shot in the hand and you're running away. Then all of a sudden you're turning back around with no weapon or anything, turning back around to go attack him. Then they're saying he dropped. When they're saying he dropped, that means he was shot again, 21.6 feet away. So the narrative that, oh, Darren Wilson was fighting for his life and he couldn't do anything else but shoot him. I had to shoot him 6 times because I was going to die. He was so big and scary. This big scary black man was gonna kill me if I didn't shoot him several times. If I didn't shoot him several times, he was gonna kill me. But he shot him over 20 feet away. It's really hard to make the argument that that's self-defense. It doesn't matter even if you were fighting before. What happened the moment you pulled that trigger? Did you have to pull the actual trigger? Could you have, let's say he was chasing back after you. Let's say he was. You didn't have, now in the car, he said, oh, the reason I reached for my gun is because I have, I couldn't reach for a non-lethal weapon. It's seated in the car. I could only get my gun. When he left out of the SUV, though, what was his excuse for not using another weapon? He's fighting an unarmed person who has a bullet wound in his hand, and this highly trained officer couldn't handle this dude. This dude's already got a bullet in his hand, or a bullet wound in his hand. Okay, but he was shot 20. Now you can say, oh, well, he did rob the store. That's not important. That's really irrelevant. What the thing is that, because nobody's making Mike Brown a saint. The thing is that, was him being shot to death justified? No, it was not justified. Why was it not justified? Because the only time shooting somebody as a police officer, the only time shooting somebody is justified is if it is an absolute situation where if you do not shoot this person, either you are going to die or somebody else is going to die. It is there's no other option but to take lethal force. In that situation, there were several other options that he could have took. Mind you, too, backup is already on the way. Backup was on the way before he even stopped the car. Now, let's continue reading for a little bit. Okay. Let me come up here. Now, we're right here. Read to the bottom of this. Ballistic analysts indicate that Wilson fired a total of 12 shots, 2 from the SUV and 10 on the road. He shot 10 shots while he was outside of the SUV. Witnesses' account and the audio recording indicate that when Wilson and Brown were on the road, Wilson fired 3 gunshot volleys, pausing in between each one. According to the autopsy result, Wilson shot Brown and hit Brown as few as 6 or as many as 8 times, including the gunshot wound in Brown's hand. So he shot him 6 more times. At least 6 more times. Okay? Brown fell to the ground dead as a result of a gunshot wound to the appendix in his head. With the exception of the first shot to Brown's hand, all of the shots that struck Brown were fired from a distance of more than 2 feet. A distance of more than 2 feet. Now, see, this is where they're trying to cape from them. They were shot from a distance of more than 2 feet. Yeah, they were shot from a distance of more than 2 feet. Why are you being you're not being specific? Because you said his body dropped. And you said after he was shot, his body dropped. Notice, see the trick of, oh, hold on. See the trick words they're using. I didn't know the screen was looking that bad. I just changed it. The trick words that they're using, right? It was more than 2 feet away. They're saying that to give the implication that Brown was close enough to do any harm to Wilson. But earlier in the ballistics report, they say he fell to his death approximately 21.6 feet away from the vehicle. Okay. So he got out. Now he ran. He's running away. Now they say he turned around. He turned around and I guess charged at him. But he was shot from a distance where he could do a whole bunch of different things. So the whole, oh, this was self-defense. I couldn't. Now that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Now they're saying, oh, the hands up, all that stuff. So when we're talking about that, we have to look at the actual facts of the video. Now I'm going to show you an image too. An image of the actual situation of the distance. Right? Let me see if I can find a really good image of the distance. Okay. Oh, and they left him out. I think they left his body just out on the street for an hour or so, an hour and a half or so, just dead in the street. Okay. Let me show you this distance right here. This picture right here. Oh my God, ads. Look at this. If you see the SUV, you see this. Right? Now, they say he ran. I don't know exactly what's going on. This doesn't make any sense. If he ran so far away and then just quickly bolted back towards him, that doesn't make a lot of sense. You see the distance between him and the SUV. Wilson could have done many other things. He could have pulled out his taser, his pepper spray, his baton. He could have ran. But he shot him 6 times. Okay? And you have coons like Travis Scott saying, oh, well, he does deserve some consequences for what he did. Now, in the beginning, I tried to be impartial, but if something happens to Travis, I can't say I feel that bad. I honestly can't. Can't say that. Read some of your comments. So someone says, yes, King MJ and Queen Whitney Houston would have stopped their fans, stopped for their fans' help. Yeah, they would have. They would have stopped. They wouldn't have allowed. They would, especially if they saw the paramedics struggling to get people there because people were jumping and going crazy. They would say, okay, stop, move out of the way, let the paramedics through, let them get to where they need to be. Okay. Those testimonies is off. Wilson told several different stories. That's the thing. Wilson told a bunch, in the ballistic report, it sides on Wilson's side. Everybody's siding on Wilson's side. Wilson told a bunch of different statements. And even the ballistic report, based off of the statement, doesn't make that much sense. They said he ran, listen to what they're saying. If they said he ran at least 180 feet away, which the ballistic report really wouldn't have, they said he ran 180 feet away, but he was shot between 21 feet from the car. So that means he's apparently the Flash. He ran 180 feet away, and then he ran 160 feet back to the car, and then got shot down. According to the math, that's what they're saying. Like, that stuff doesn't really add up. So why would he run back after being shot? He ran back to the car. And Wilson is chasing him too. Okay. Now they're saying he wasn't shot in the back. He might have turned. Here's my thing of what I see of the images in the ballistics report. After he got out the car, I don't think it was too much of a chase. Now, they're saying he wasn't shot in the back. The ballistics are saying there was no entry in the back. That could be a lie. That could be a lie. It could be now they're saying, some witnesses saying, oh, hands up, don't shoot. And then the ballistics report, oh, that's not true. Like, the stories all over the place. Now, according to some of the witnesses that I've seen in videos that I've seen after the fact, like right after the fact, it could have been, based off of what they were saying, after he was shot, he ran from the vehicle, and then Wilson got out, and after Wilson got out, Mike Brown put his hands up and then was shot 6 times. To me, that makes a lot more sense than the ballistics report confusing weird story that he ran away and then ran back for some reason and then got shot down, but he still got shot from a distance, which justifies Wilson doing something different. It makes a lot more sense based off of what they're saying, these uncredible witnesses saying. Now, the ballistic report was saying, oh, the witnesses were telling stories that didn't corroborate with the DNA evidence. They were telling inconsistent stories. They're not going to say that Darren Wilson told inconsistent stories. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say his stories didn't add up all the way. But they're going to say the witnesses that side with Brown, their stories didn't add up all the way. Notice how when they say credible witnesses, they say the witnesses that are on Darren Wilson's side, they're the credible witnesses. The incredible witnesses, the witnesses that are mixing stuff up, they're on the side of Mike Brown. So even the ballistics report is leaning towards the side of Darren Wilson. And their story doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense at all. He was shot in the hand and he ran away from you, which is confirmed. And for some reason, he just came like, oh my God, I'm going to get back at you for shooting me in the hand. I'm going to run to you now. As you were like that, does that sound like what would have really happened? But that doesn't sound like that happened to me. I don't believe that that's what happened. Now, they're saying the witnesses told inconsistent stories, but what is consistent is that he was shot over 20 feet away. That's what's consistent. He wasn't all up on him. He was already shot. He could have used another non-lethal thing. He can't use one hand. It's been shot. Now, reading some of the comments. Mike Brown, it says Mike Brown ran away. His murderer asked him to walk back, and then he tried to then he aired him out. That makes a lot more sense. Makes a lot more sense. Because that's what the witnesses were saying. That he stopped, that Brown put his hands up. And at that point, Brown is complying. So there's no justification for shooting him. That makes a lot more sense. For him to be running away and then to run back. That's what Wilson said, which doesn't make any sense. His story is going all over the place. But that's what the Department of Justice reports are siding with. That's who they're saying they believe. Okay. They had a video on Facebook. Then they took it down because you can clearly see the murder happen. I didn't see the video. I looked all over for the video. They took that video down. That video was hidden somewhere. They took it down because it makes justice process easy. Justice cannot be easy because that'll disrupt racism. It says he had a flesh wound in his hand. The only reason why I stopped in that situation is because I need immediate help. My hand is shot in. Yeah. He didn't turn around and go raging at Wilson. That doesn't make any sense. To be honest, it doesn't even make any sense for him to initially attack Wilson. Now, notice they're saying that he might have had his hands in the car, but does that mean that he reached his hands in the car first? Now they're saying that witnesses are saying that Wilson grabbed Mike Brown. Okay. Wilson grabbed Mike Brown. So it could have been Wilson grabbed him, and then they started fighting in the car, in which he was shot, so he ran away. And then Wilson said, freeze, don't move, I'ma shoot, something like that. Wilson then put his hands up, started turning around, and bam, Wilson shot him. Now that story makes way more sense, and it corroborates with the DNA evidence a lot more than whatever the hell that they just reported. Okay. This happened at his concert because his time is up. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. All the way up, it says, watch how unpopular he becomes. This could be the downfall of Travis. Some people, because we're going to have to find out what happens with Travis after this. He's always been unpopular. Just seeing why Travis is trash, misspelled. Travis Scott. Just off of a talent level, Travis Scott is very overrated as an artist. I mean, he's just very, very overrated. I don't understand how 50,000 people could even really be there to see him, want to see him that bad. I don't know. Like, that's just weird to me, but that's my opinion. He's just overrated. Oh, man. But I've been on here for a minute. Before I go, let me say again, now that people are here, this weekend coming up, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we are doing free shipping on all merchandise. Free shipping on the hats. Free shipping on the shirts. Free shipping on the accessories, the mugs. We have the mugs. We have what else besides mugs? Yeah, different types of mugs. What else? Backpacks. That, like I said, the hats. All that stuff. So this weekend, definitely, and we're having sales right after the weekend. But this weekend is free shipping. Don't miss out on the free shipping thing. Then we'll have like a 20%, 15% off this with y'all make sure that you follow me on my social media. So when I give my announcements of sales going up, you guys will be there to see it. Somebody overrated as a human. Yeah. He's dating this plastic surgery woman, has babies with him. All this coon shit he's talking. He's not getting no defense from me. Travis ain't getting no defense from me. Overrated as artist. Suspected devil worshiper. No, he's not getting no sympathy from me. He didn't have no sympathy for Mike Brown. He's not getting none from me. It says, Dylan says his merchandise is on the way. He can't wait to get it. Hey, be like Dylan. Our brother Dylan, he was getting his merchandise. So, I appreciate it. And for all the people who have bought merchandise, I honestly really do appreciate you guys. You guys honestly are the reason why I have merchandise. I really wasn't planning on doing it until multiple people said, hey, that logo, that would look really cool on a shirt. You know what I'm saying? I will wear that. I'm like, okay, well, I'll work on it. I'll work on it. I procrastinate. I'm like, ain't nobody really gonna buy this. Nobody's really gonna buy that. I'm like, okay, if I have any spare time, but they're like, come on, do it. Like, put it out. Yeah, that's good advertising. I wear that's advertising your channel. Come on, do it. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And I did it, and you guys supported it. So I'm thankful for you guys. I really am. I really, really am. If you guys have not left a like, please do that. If you guys have not subscribed, please do that. You guys can share this video. Let me know, for the people who are watching this live and for the people who might watch this after the fact, let me know what you think about the Travis Scott concert. Do you think he was in the right? Do you think he was in the wrong? Let me know what you think about Travis Scott in general. Let me know what you think about the Mike Brown situation. But as far as the Travis Scott, my biggest thing is family. Y'all need to be safe. Y'all need to be aware of your surroundings. Don't just go anywhere. Partying is crazy. What's the website? Tasha Peters asked, great question. The website is in the description below. It's on my social media, is on both my social medias, on my Twitter in my bio, and on my, what's the other thing? My Instagram in my bio. And it's in the description below. It's in all the videos. So you can go there and click on that. Free shipping this weekend. Don't miss out. And I got new designs coming in. But let me know what you think about the Travis Scott incident. Somebody say you don't have anything to say, good or bad. Okay. Hey. Okay. Somebody say he feels like Travis Scott was wrong and he better lawyer up. I think that would be a good idea. I do think that would be a good idea, especially given his past. Somebody could easily say, "Hey, look, this is what he does." That would be a good idea, whether he was in the right or the wrong, especially after that damn video. He's opening the phone. It looks so fake. He's opening the phone like as if somebody's looking at him. Just don't. Oh, man. Like, what? Yeah, you need a lawyer, okay? And you need to fire whoever's on your PR team because they're not doing a good job if you posted that video. But I'm going to see you guys later. Family, be safe. Be safe, family. Okay? We're on code, unlike Travis Scott. We're black first, unlike Travis Scott. And we're staying safe out here. All right? I will catch you guys later.